Visit tcgcastle.com and get 5% discount on your purchase with TCG Center 5 code. Send us your bulk in exchange for Evolution Booster Box. Visit TCG Castle or check video description to learn more. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another video on Pokemon TCG Center. So this is my deck list for the standard format. As you can see, it's a Yveltal Break deck that I actually decided to build. So what is very special about Yveltal Break? Well, definitely it's powerful Balfour Knight attack. For 3 energies, you can strike for 120 and also strike for 30 damage to each of your opponent benched Pokemon that has any damage counters in them. So very powerful because with Friday Night Yveltal Pitch Black Spear, we can strike for 60 and spread 60 damage to the bench on the EX Pokemon, which means that hitting 2 or 3 times with the Pitch Black Spear and then just fighting Yveltal Break for the Balfour Knight might actually help us to take a couple prizes in just a single turn. On the other side, I also decided to include 1 Lugia-EX and the 2 baby Mews with Memories of Dawn, just to have a little bit better matchup against Mega Gardevoir, Desperate, and Mega Mewtwo, because both have 210 HP and I can actually counter them with the Mew. So basically with Mew and double Colorless energy, I can copy that Ultra Ball, for example, and with Fighting Fury Belt, I can hit my opponent Mega Mewtwo for, if he had double Colorless energy, for 180, or actually, yeah, pretty much for 180, and basically the Giovanni scheme, that can be 40 more damage because of the weakness, and basically go for the one-hit knockout. So 11 Pokemon's 36 training cards and 13 energies in total. Very high amount of the energies, but it's just because all of these Pokemons require actually 2 or 3 energies for the attack. So 2 Shaymin-EX for the setup, pretty much, for that very explosive turn 1 with a Pitch Black Spear. So the main focus around the deck is definitely going to be to start with the Mew in the active position, and then double Colorless energy on the Friday Night Yveltal, Max Elixir on it, and pretty much retreat and use Pitch Black Spear turn 1 if it's somehow possible. Of course, if I'm going first. If I'm going second, then probably I will just start with my Pitch Black Spear Yveltal in front and pretty much try to lock my opponent without being able to retreat or use those tools. From the item cards, I decided to roll with the 1 Escape Rope because it can help me sometimes, but it can also disrupt my opponent. 4 copies of Max Elixir, so I can basically accelerate my Yveltals or Lugia or Mew on the bench. 1 copy of Special Charge and 1 copy of Super Rod, so I can recycle back either way a special basic energies or Pokemons from this compiled back into my deck. 4 Trainers Mails, Ultra Balls, and VE Seekers for the best consistency I can have, and then running 1 copy of Giovanni scheme. It can be an extra draw supporter, it can be for 20 damage increasement, so very good card. Copy of Hex Maniac to shut down abilities. Also to shut down my self ability, just in case I need to do that, basically because then I can maybe attach Fighting Fury Belt, but it does not make too much sense. It's just here to get a little bit better matchup against Greninja Break, but once Greninja Break can actually set up, it's going to be very painful to battle against it, especially with rough seas around. 2 copies of Lysandres, so basically against heavy EX decks I can have multiple Lysandres and multiple Lysander options to catch one of my opponent benched Pokemon and promote it in the active position so I can spread more damage with the Pitch Black Spear. 2 copies of N and 1 copy of Ninja Boy, just because I can, well, Ninja Boy my active Yveltal into Mew, and as I mentioned, it maybe surprise my opponent for the weakness, but even into Lugia, in case I need that. 1 copy of Olympia, so I can switch any of my Pokemons on the bench, since I don't run Floatstone. All of these Pokemons actually have 2 retreat cost. Olympia makes sense a lot. A single Pokémon Ranger, you know, just in case I will need it, pretty much, against the Chaos Wheel, against decks like Jolteon or Glaceon Crystal Ray or the Fresh Ray. 4 copies of Professor Sycamore, and then from Stadium I decided to go with 2 copies of Pearl City, because with the Pearl City I can actually remove Shames from play, but also damage the Pokemon that I have, or I can actually prevent my opponent from being able to set up more than 3. 2 copies of Fighting Fury Belt, so I can have 10 more damage either way on my Lugia or on my Mew, and 40 more HP. So Mew with a 90 HP makes a lot of sense. Then I'm running 9 basic regular darkness energies and 4 special double colorless energies. If you're looking for any of these cards, find them on ccgcast.com. Link is in my video description. TCG Center 5 code will provide you with 5% discount on your purchase. So what do I think about this deck list? Personally, I love it because pretty much Yveltal is very, very strong, especially against those EX decks, and basically with Friday Night Yveltal and Yveltal Break, we can just have that Belfort Knight for 120 and 30 more to each Pokemon with the damage around on the bench, which is very, very powerful. So let's do some game tests so you can actually see how the deck performs in the game. So see you in the game. Okay guys, let's do this. So waiting for my opponent to finish loading his game so we can actually kick off. So I will call heads as usual, so this is my standard procedure when I'm playing, and unfortunately I didn't want the coin flip. That means that I'm starting second. Going second, not that bad, especially if I can start with the Mew, and I actually managed to start with it. Okay, so not the best opening hand for me, I guess. Mew, 2 copies of Shaymin's, Professor Sycamore ×2, and 2 darkness energies. On the other side looks like some kind of the Garchomp deck, so I'm thinking about not setting up my Shaymins, or I should set them up just because, you know, I can get myself that Parallel City in play. 1 fighting energy for that Gable, and I would love to see N. I would love to see definitely N, because N would help me a lot. Giovanni scheme and Shauna discarded. Alright. In exchange for maybe another Gable, maybe for, I don't know, Remoraid, Jirachi. Actually for the Shaymin-EX. Kind of surprised to see Shaymin-EX on the other side. So this is gonna be easy. 2 prize knockout in 2 turns with my Friday Night Yveltal. There is another Gable. Come on, play that, and still no sign of supporter card from my opponent, so he just passes the turn. Okay, top deck N. Alright, I guess it's much better than Sycamore or Shaymin for only 1 card. Very nice. There is 1 Friday Night Yveltal, and more than that, I have Ultra Ball in my hand. So I can just Ultra Ball, Ranger, and Hex Maniac in exchange for my Shaymin-EX. So I would love to get double Colorless energy and something like a Max Elixir, so I can maybe power up my Yveltal. So there is a DC, and there is also Fighting Fury Belt. More than that, can I strike that Max Elixir? Looks like I can't, so more than that, 1 Professor Sycamore makes a lot of sense here. So let's go with, I could even go here with Encounter, to be honest. Not sure if I should go with Encounter. Yeah, I will definitely go here with Encounter. Why not? I can do that. Encounter for something like another Yveltal, so I can put it down to the bench on my next turn. Simply I have double Colorless energy. I have for retreat, which means my opponent can't knock out my Mew, even if he can. Actually, he can with the strong energy. Yeah, that's true. With the strong energy, he might be able to do that, and the rare candy. So if he missed that, I totally forget about that second Garchomp attack. I might be fine because I can attach double Colorless energy onto my Yveltal with the Pitch Black Spear and put my other Yveltal on the bench and go Sycamore and tries to find that very, very important. Okay, there's a Skyla for rare candy, and tries basically to find that very important Max Elixir, so I can have that Yveltal 60 for the Garchomp and 60 for the Shaymin on the bench. Well, there's 1 rare candy. It's all about strong energy. Can he get that strong energy for the bite of we shall see. If he misses opportunity for the bite off, my Mew is gonna survive, so there's just a Turbo Assault, so I did a good job. I took the risk, but it actually get the benefit here, so 1 energy for his Gable on the bench. My top deck is 1 Darkness Energy, so that's definitely good. Let's go with Professor Sycamore. So I'm hoping for the Max Elixir. Well, I was hoping for the best, but I didn't hit that Max Elixir. Ultra Ball for Fail to Search. I have 4 Max Elixirs, but I actually draw a 0 of them. So one more time, 4 cards for the Max Elixir, and then I just need to hit energy. Okay, it looks like that's not going to happen. Simply, I didn't have luck here, but okay, it's not the end of the world. Still, I can use my Oblivion Wing, guys, and basically strike for 30, actually for the 40, and attach 1 of my energies down to the bench. So 1 energy will go definitely to my Yveltal, and next turn I can pretty much prepare my Pitch Black Spear for 60 and 60 down to the bench. So I missed my opportunity to get Max Elixir. So there's 1 Bursting Balloon, okay. A copy of Bursting Balloon, and the bite off for the knockout. So my opponent is laughing to me, but what else to say? What else to say? I could Sky Return, but I didn't want to do that. Simply because I can take a knockout against his Gable, and I can also spread a 60 damage counters down to his Shaymin on the bench. Okay, so that threat with the Bursting Balloon is not a big problem, because as long as a Bursting Balloon is attached and I have my Friday Night Yveltal, that Bursting Balloon will not work. So I don't need to worry too much about it. Right here I have -20 resistance, so I don't need to worry too much. All I really need is power up my maybe even Lugia here, but I will definitely stick attaching some more energies down to my Yveltal. Again, I'm in a much better position here. I think this is going to be it after maybe 1 more turn. Probably I will just play, let's see, maybe Super Rod. Oh, there's a Lysandre on my Lugia. Okay, so, yep, strong energy will be enough for the knockout, because I have -20 on the Lugia, but he can go with the bite off for 180 and knocked out my Lugia, which means it's time for another Belfort Knight. So will I be able to get all that I need? We shall see. So let's just simply go with the V-Seeker for Professor Sycamore and for the 7 new cards. So all I really need here is 1 Max Elixir and Yveltal Break, and I can pretty much almost finish the game. But again, that's not going to happen. I simply cannot believe that I didn't draw a single, yeah, pretty much. I didn't draw a single Max Elixir, and I have 4 of them, so this is just ridiculous. But at least there's another Yveltal Break. So Pitch Black Spear for 60, and 60 goes down to his Shaymin, which means that I can pull 2 prize cards, and that's another Yveltal and another Darkness Energy. Speaking about another Yveltal and Darkness Energy, let's take a look at my opponent. Okay, there's a Jirachi. Kind of like that move, so he can retreat and use that Stardust to protect his Jirachi for like a turn. But still, I can strike with my Darkness Blade on the bench, but the biggest problem is that I might not be able to retreat. So I will definitely need something like a V-Seeker top deck, so I can basically retreat if he just decides to use Stardust, because I will lose my double Colorless energy, and there's no way that I can actually retreat. So there's a V-Seeker for another Lysandre, and maybe he just wants to knock out another Shaymin-EX, and looks like this is going to happen. So right here, right now, I need Lysandre for the victory. That's pretty much all that I need. 180 down to the Shaymin, Mew for me in the active spot, and let's take a look. A top deck is just Yveltal. Okay, so never mind for that. I can retreat, and I can go with my Belfur Knight, which means that I will take also 6 damage counters back, but that's the only way that I can basically avoid a threat here. More than that, I'm going to play my Professor Sycamore, just because I want to get somehow opportunity to power up more energies. So Trainers Mail for Max Elixir. Right now it's time to get Max Elixir, but also it's time to use that Parallel City. Totally forget about that. Okay, so 1 Parallel City to remove basically Shaymin-EX and the Friday Night Yveltal from the bench without energies in case of the Lysandre. And 1 more Trainer's Mail for the Max Elixir. Okay, Max Elixir and 11 and 10 cards left, so probably I will hit energy cards. Okay, not surprised, I have tons of energies left. 1 for the Mew, and there we go. I can go with my Oblivion Wing even if I want for 30. It's gonna be enough for the knockout. I'm taking 6 damage counters back, and unfortunately I don't have a single energy in my discard pile. I'm taking 6 damage counters from the Bursting Balloon back, and I'm taking also a Parallel City. So Jirachi, what can Jirachi do? Well, basically with the Lysandre on my Friday Night Yveltal, he can buy him a turn, because I'm not going to be able to attack that Jirachi, which might actually help him to set up another Garchomp in play. But the good thing on the other side is that I have Lysandre in my discard pile and V-Seeker in my hand. So even if he can do that, I can just Lysandre his Gable on the bench and knock him out with my Yveltal Break. Alright, so let's see. How many V-Seekers he played? 2 of them. As expected, Lysandre will go down to my Friday Night Yveltal. And I think my best bet right here would be to play N, to be honest. But yeah, that Jirachi is a real mess. I guess I should maybe better discard the Pearl City my Yveltal Break, just in case of that Lysandre and the problem right now, but the good thing is that I also run Pokémon Ranger, guys. So there it is, Pokémon Ranger. So I can just simply remove the existing effect of the Stardust with my Pokémon Ranger and basically knock out his Jirachi. But then real problem occurs because I will not have my Garchomp is a 130. So I definitely need to use Lysandre here. Okay, who cares? A Lysandre on the Gable and basically a Belfur Knight for the knockout. I mean, I can easily power up energies again onto my Yveltal Break, so I can even use Olympia. Probably I have Olympia somewhere with the V-Seeker, so I don't need to worry too much about another Lysandre, because right now he can't do too much with the Jirachi Stardust, and the biggest problem for him is that he don't have Gibble on the bench, so he can't simply go with the Rare Candy into Garchomp, and definitely the game was very close. That Jirachi was real MVP. But yeah, as I mentioned it, the game is over, so it's a victory for me at the end. Managed to get the victory, but it was definitely very close matchup. He managed to knock out easily my Shaymin, so it was very close. Okay, so let's call the heads as usual. Unfortunately, it's a tails, so I'm starting second. So my opening hand, well, Oblivion Wing Yveltal and the Shaymin-EX. Not that bad opening hand, I guess. Let's take a look at my opponent's side deck. So there's a Talonflame. So he started with the Talonflame, and there is a Weedle. Okay, so it's a Beedrill deck. So already 4 Weedles in play, and 1 Ultra Ball. Probably for maybe Shaymin-EX? Not sure if he run one of these. Nope, just for the Kakuna. Alright, so he can grab 1 Kakuna, put it in play, and maybe Sycamore last card? Nope, it's not. 1 Friday Night Yveltal for me as the top deck. 1 Trainers Mail for the Max Elixir. Not bad. Definitely not bad. But no energy. Okay, story of my life, I guess. Parallel City, 3 down to my opponent. Yep, I'm for that, definitely. He's going to discard one of his Weedles. Then I will play Shaymin for 4. Well, that Shaymin for 4 might be a problem. This is going to be 1 Ultra Ball for 2 more energies, and in exchange for that, I'm going to grab myself just another Yveltal and Sycamore for 7. So I'm still hoping to find maybe energy and Escape Rope. Actually, Max Elixir and Escape Rope, but looks like that's not going to happen. So, oh yeah, Max Elixir was for nothing, but that. Actually, that Escape Rope was very, very close. Alright, so Professor Sycamore for 7. Not sure if that was a top deck or not, so there is a level ball for 1 more Kakuna. Good thing is that he has 0 energies, and actually Beedrill requires 2 energies for that attack. There's another Forest of the Giant Plant, and Revitalizer for another Weedle, and another level ball for another Kakuna. Alright, that looks pretty gorgeous. Already 4 Kakunas in play, but 0 Beedrills. 1 Grass Energy for that Aeroblitz. I'm taking 4 damage counters, and this actually hurts me a lot. Especially if he can get 2 Beedrills there pretty much easily. So this is gonna be a hard matchup, that's for sure. Let's go with the Ultra Ball. And I'm thinking about getting that Lugia in action. It might be a bad decision, but I definitely need 1 heavy attacker who can strike for the 1-hit knockout. Oh, there's a Trainer's Mail. Super Rod. Can I find Trainer's Mail for something like a Max Elixir? Nope, but at least Parallel City. Okay. Well, once again, a Parallel City 3 down to my opponent, so I can eliminate 1 Kakuna from play. And pretty much strike with my Oblivion Wing for the 40 damage, add 1 energy from my disco pile to my Lugia-EX, and pass the turn. Why on the Lugia? Because those Beedrills still does not have a single energy, and actually Poison Sting can be only performed for 30, but Swarming Sting actually requires 2 energies. On the other side, next turn I can Escape Rope and basically use Giovanni scheme, Pitch Black Spear. Yep, probably that's gonna happen. 1 Super Rod to recycle those Kakunas and turn Flame back into the deck. And another Aeroblitz for 40. Okay. So one escape rope first for me. Then I'm going to put my, let me see, 20, 40, 60. That's only 60 damage. I'm going with my Friday Night Yveltal in. Energy and one copy of Super Rod. I can still play supporter cards, so somehow I'm thinking about Lysandre and Lysandre that Beedrill basically for 60, and this is gonna be it. Since he have energy, definitely I'm gonna play for 60. Let's take a look at the next move for my opponent. There's another Yveltal. So far he can go for 120, which is gonna be enough for the knockout, for example, on my Shaymin-EX. Very, very powerful knockout for 120 on the Shaymin. It's not something to not worry about, that's for sure. And there is another Professor Sycamore for 7, so he have 14 cards left. There's another Beedrill. Right now he can go for 160, which means that he can even knock out my Yveltal with the Pitch Black Spear here. That's definitely serious problem. So Swarming Sting, 160 to Shaymin, as expected. I'm happy with that move, to be honest. Alright, so he's 130. Trainers Mail. Okay, again for nothing. Again for nothing. So I'm thinking about Giovanni's game is not a good option right now, so let's just go with the Pitch Black Spear. It's gonna be enough for the knockout 60. After that, he's probably looking forward to promote that Turn Flame, thinking how I might not be able to knock him out. But I have Secret Weapon sitting in my hand, which is a Giovanni scheme, so that Giovanni scheme will be enough for the knockout against his Turn Flame. With the teammates, he can grab any 2 cards he wants. Okay, there we go. XP share, which will not work as long as I have my Friday Night Yveltal in active position. There is one Revitalizer, Yveltal and Kakuna. 11 cards left. Another Revitalizer for the Beedrill. Alright, there we go. So 4 Beedrills. I don't see energy. Okay, I didn't see energy. That's the most important thing here. No energy card. Which means that it's definitely time to power up my Lugia and add 20 damage with my Giovanni scheme. So he probably didn't expect to see that. And this is gonna be 80 damage, but still not enough for the knockout. So I'm short for 10. Okay, another XP share and another Aeroblitz looks like. The good thing is that he had that energy attached to the Beedrill. The bad thing is that I played my Giovanni scheme, miscalculating 130 HP on that Turn Flame. There's a nice Fighting Fury Belt top deck for me, and this is gonna be another Pitch Black Spear 460. Finally for the knockout. It took me a little bit, and it's a N. Okay, so he can't put that energy on the Beedrill as long as my Yveltal is in play, but he can go with his Swarming Sting for 160. He have only 5 cards left, and he desperately needs to find that energy and the way to knock out my Yveltal. He decided to go with the Poison Sting, alright, which means that I need actually here to perform knockout. How can I do that? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I can't simply do that. I will definitely play my Olympia. Since I didn't attach energy yet, I don't even need to do that. All I can really do is power up my Yveltal Break on the bench, just to threat a little bit my opponent. So I strike for 40. I didn't decide to retreat yet, but I do have Ninja Boy, which means that I'm gonna be able basically to Ninja Boy into my Mew and pretty much knock out my Mew instantly, letting my opponent to take one prize. But somehow I think this might not be the good option, but I can simply do that. Okay, so he can have that Mew, I can have free retreat. And the good thing is that right now I can basically strike with my Lugia. I can either way go for the one-hit knockout with my Aero Ball, since this is going to be enough. So one Aero Ball for 110. 3 prize cards left for both of us, but my opponent is in a slightly advantage. So right now he can go with the Swarming Sting for 120, maybe even for more, it will depend. He have only 3 cards left, and there's a Swarming Sting. So he strikes for 120, which means only one thing. I definitely need to play N here because his hand is too huge, and simply I need to take knockout. So there is a Yveltal Break for me. More than that, this is going to be Deep Hurricane, so I can also discard Stadium from play and strike for huge 160. Another Yveltal for me. So only 2 more Beedrills left for my opponent, which means that he needs to have pretty much a lot of resources in order to knock on my Lugia. Actually, he needs to have 1 more Beedrill in play, because I have Fighting Fury Belt and 210 HP, so this might be it, but who knows. I'm in a little bit better position right now, but he can still get something here. I can smell that. Okay, 4 Yveltal lasers played, 3 Force the Giant Plants. There's a Teammates, so he can grab Teammates for any 2 cards he wants. So let's take a look which 2 cards he will get. On the other side, I have V-Seeker and Lysandre. I also have Giovanni Scheme, but I have plenty of energies there. So there's another energy. Swarming Sting will go down to my Lugia, of course, so he can basically knock my Lugia out with his Poison Sting on the next turn. I definitely need energy, and if I want to get energy in play, I definitely need to play my Sycamore. Alright, V-Seeker for Professor Sycamore. Okay, so plenty of energy cards. And let's just go with the Aero Ball. That will be enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 130. So Beedrill is knocked out. Right now my Lugia will be knocked out, but at least I have energy in my hand, so I can strike with my Yveltal for 120. And that's going to be enough for the knockout. So it's just a question. Brock's Grid, okay. He played Brock's Grid, which means that he will not play N. And that's the good thing. That's definitely a good thing, because with my Yveltal Break Belfort Knight, I can go for the knockout against any of his Pokemons. Beedrill was definitely, I should say, strong opponent and strong deck, but at the end, somehow I managed to pull I shouldn't say yet victory, but I think this is it. So there's another level ball for Kakuna. Okay. And forced to the Giant Plant. So he had last forced in hand. Poison Sting for knockout. And right now it's time for my Yveltal Break to strike for 120 and to knock out his Beedrill. Oh yeah, that's it. I even have V-Seeker, so I can even go for that Lysandre and for the knockout, but Belfort Knight will be enough for the knockout, and that's it. It's a GG. Okay, so would you like to go first? Why not? So this is the game number 3 for this deck test. And probably this is going to be the hardest game today. Probably on the other side it's Greninja Break, but still I can't confirm that. So we'll see. Oh no, it's a, okay. Okay, it's a Gyarados. It's a Gyarados! No, Gyarados! Okay, let's go with 1M. Let's go with 1M. And I didn't draw anything specifically here, so I'm going to pass my turn. Okay, next turn I can have Darkness Energy attached on my Yveltal and Sycamore for 7. If this is a Gyarados with the full retaliation, which is, I'm not sure how he actually thinks to play against it, because Belfort Knight can actually swipe all of his Magikarps from play just like that. So there's one Body Rescue, nothing for me in my Discard pile. That's so sad. Okay, so Magikarp, 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 Magikarp. A lot of Magikarps, but without single damage on them. Okay, because he needs to play smart, because he don't need more than 2 Magikarps with the damage on the bench. Good thing for me is that 1 Magikarp is prized. That's the most important thing. Okay, next turn I can have that Fright Knight Yveltal in active position with the Pitch Black Spear, which means that I can snipe 60 on the Meowstic and 60 on the Shaymin-EX. And I'm probably going to do that, but I'm thinking about just simply knocking out his Magikarp and sniping 60 damage counters to his Shaymin. This makes more sense to me somehow, because he's going to lose 1 Magikarp and he will lose 1 double Colorless energy. So what more than that I need? Pretty much nothing, I guess. Okay, so definitely good start for me. There is another Magikarp, of course, he wants to get that Gyarados and Body Rescue and respawn me back with the knockout. So just like that, from nowhere, he can actually respond to knocking out my Yveltal. So trust me, that can happen. So there is 1M. I would love to see Max Elixir and double Chorus Energy, definitely. There is Max Elixir, Shaymin, and Mew. So all cards can be played. 1 Trainers Mail for Puzzle of Time. He just needs somehow to get his Magikarp. It's all about Magikarp. There is Puzzle of Time, so there might be 2 puzzles for Magikarp and double Chorus Energy. Maybe even for Magikarp. Yep, Magikarp and double Chorus Energy. So right now he can strike for the knockout against my Yveltal, that's for sure. That's a very nice play. And also there is Mr. Mime. Like that. Full retaliation for 150. He responds very easily. But the good thing is that he is limited to 150 damage. So right now I'm taking some punishment, putting my Pokemons on the bench. But I don't care too much about that. He took that Magikarp, of course. Let's take a look. Let's go with the Shaymin for 4 cards. I need just simply Energy card, which I didn't find, but there is another Max Elixir, and right now I have Energy. There we go. 1 Trainer's Mail. For V-Seeker, definitely. So I can have maybe a double knockout against his Magikarps. Okay, this might actually cost me a little bit here, but you know, it is how it is. I can feel maybe Body Rescue being played. Magikarp is knocked out, that's the most important thing. One energy can go to my Yveltal. And I can take one prize, which is going to be Ultra Ball. So that might be Ultra Ball for Friday night. Not for a Friday night, for the Yveltal break. Okay, I just simply need to eliminate his Mr. Mime from play. Still, he can go for 150. And there's one Escape Rope. Okay. Okay, but probably he's not going to play Escape Rope. Oh, he will. He will. Okay, he can have my Mew with 20 damage. Why not? He can maybe even use that Meow Stick, use Shadow Ear, and move one damage counter from one of his banished Pokemons to my active Pokemon. And he actually did that from Mr. Mime. And right now it's time for the full retaliation. There's a V-Seeker for N. Luckily there was no Lysandre in his discard pile. That was second V-Seeker. Okay. Parallel City? Okay. I get very nice top deck. And also Parallel City is a very strong card. Ultra Ball for Ninja Boy and the Hex Maniac. Hoping to see maybe one more Shaymin here before I actually go with my Parallel City. Alright, so Shaymin for 4. And there is one Max Elixir to be played. No sign of the energy. I don't like that. Special Charge for 1 double Colorless. Why not if I can? And right now I need to somehow figure out how to knock out his Gyarados. I can one-hit knock out his Gyarados, so I need to go for the knockout against his Shaymin on the bench and try to get 2 more prize cards versus his Magikarps. So, what should I do? I know what should I do. First, I should play my Pearl City, or actually I will do that later. Let's go first with the N. Again, I didn't pull energy card. So that means I can retreat. And I can only strike for 30. But that's not enough. I could go with the Sky Return actually. Why I didn't do that? Why I didn't do that? Oblivion Wing for 30. At least I can set up basically with a Hex Maniac next turn. A lot of problems to my opponent if I can find it, but for now I'm not going to be able to find it. So he responded with full retaliation for the 150. So top deck for me is going to be Ultra Ball. Okay. First I will play Super Rod. Second, I will play Ultra Ball. To get myself back. Let me see. 80, 90, that's 120. To get myself pretty much one Oblivion Wing Yveltal. And then I'm striking with my Sycamore for 7. Sycamore for 7. And that's pretty much it. That's all I was hoping to get. So my Mew will get 1 energy. Or maybe not, because I still need that energy for my finite Yveltal. If he managed to knock him out, I will cry all night long, that's for sure. So I just need to survive somehow this turn. I mean, I can Sky Return. I can have this Sky Return. I mean, next turn I can take so much prize cards, but I just need to survive with my Friday Night Yveltal on the bench. Oh, there's a Pokemon kit. No, Shaymin. Okay. Okay, he knocked out my Shaymin. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Actually, that's not that bad at the end. So I can right now perform my Hex Maniac. So I can shut down his Mr. Mime ability. But still he have plenty of cards. Hex Maniac. And basically, this is gonna be it. I mean, Belfort Knight for knockout. And it's all about if he can bring enough Magikarps and Gyarados in play. So I'm taking 3 prize cards here. That was definitely a good move from me. But yeah, he have a lot of cards as I mentioned it, but still, will he be able to get 2 Magikarps, Gyarados? I'm not sure. I'm simply not sure because he needs first to get something like, okay, there's a Body Rescue, so I'm definitely taking Shaymin into my hand. I simply need one. I don't even need VE Seeker. I just need to knock out his Shaymin. There's one Body Rescue for the first Magikarp, so the first Magikarp is here. The question is, does he have a Wally? Double Chorus? Okay. Double Chorus Energy. If he passes the turn, the game is over. Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball for maybe... Let's see. Gyarados. Okay. So he have that Gyarados. He can have it. Dive Ball. So he's going all in. We are both going right now all in, that's for sure. He passes the turn, so that's pretty much it. I mean, I just need to strike once, and yeah, pretty much those Shaymins and Magikarps are going to be knocked out with my Belfort Knight. So at the end, oh gosh, I forget Mr. Mime. Oh my gosh, I forget Mr. Mime. I totally forget that, yeah, okay, right now I'm going to lose probably 2 Body Rescues and... okay. There's Shaymin-EX for 2. Why I did that? I completely forget Mr. Mime. There's a Gyarados, but he don't have too much space on the bench. He can grab only 1 Magikarp, but that 1 Magikarp can't be for Lysandre on my Mew. So can he find enough resources? Who knows? Who knows? VE Seeker for Sycamore, so he's going with the Sycamore for 7, which means that Lysandre is not going to be option. The only option that's going to be Pokemon Catcher and Magikarp, and that's going to be 90 damage, which is going to be enough for the knockout. But yeah, actually right now I finally got that VE Seeker, so so I can pretty much Lysandre his Mr. Mime because he is the one who makes the most problems. I could even go with the Hex Maniac and basically knock out also Shaymin and Mr. Mime at the once, but I actually didn't do that. So at the end, I snapped the victory, so I'm definitely happy with the deck performance. So once again guys, there's a full deck list. I hope you enjoy watching this video. If you enjoy watching this video, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more future videos. As usual, if you have any questions, don't forget to leave comments below. So till the next time, have a nice day wherever you are, see you in the next video, and goodbye.